What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Lies of P demo. I have played it. I just want to kind of give some of my quick thoughts. We're going to cover this game a lot leading into its release, even though its release date, holy dear God, couldn't come maybe at a worse spot. Just in general, there's so many games coming out in September. I believe this comes out the same day as Mortal Kombat, and there's so many other games in September. I'm going to forget them if I try to list them out. But, you know, with the free demo going online, it's like, okay, well, why not, right? Why not try out this game? From everything that we've seen so far, from gameplay and all that, it looks fantastic. This Pinocchio kind of vibe, obviously very, very From Software-like, right? And, you know, it's part of this new wave of games that are trying to do their own thing, but also taking heavy inspiration. Now, some games I think do it more than others, but, you know, the Mortal Shells of the world and Neos and all this stuff. And I think Lies of P falls squarely into that category as well. So I played the demo. Now, I put about 45 minutes in eventually, and I'll cut to the chase here. I didn't actually beat, I believe, the Parade Master? Is that what that annoying freaking boss at the end of it is? I couldn't beat him. I got extremely close, I believe, 2 times. But I did think I played enough of it, got the aesthetic, got the vibe, got how the gameplay works down enough to be able to kind of go over my thoughts. I really like it. I think, honestly, in terms of the visual appeal, that is the number one thing that stands out, because it feels very much, I don't want to go too deep into like which From Software game, because ultimately I've played Elden Ring the most, and a lot of the other games I've very barely played. It gives me Bloodborne vibes for sure. Obviously the Pinocchio themes are kind of being separate here. I'm just talking about the gameplay part of it. But I honestly feel like it's a little bit faster paced than some of the slower, say, From Software games like a Demon's Souls. It's not like a Sekiro or anything, right? So we're not talking about super speed. I didn't have too much trouble overall, except for 2 different times. Number 1, when trying to face that final boss, and number 2, when trying to rush it. So I would die, and then I would have to run back to it, and in my anger, much like Anakin would probably make a mistake in this sense, I would do that. I would make mistakes, I would get hit, I'd lose a lot of my health, and I would end up making it back to the boss in a worse state than I really should. But I think the enemies are extremely clever. I think the gameplay feels kind of, again, tight. It feels smooth, like there is some speed there, but there's also, again, it's not the lightest game in the world. You're not bouncy, you're not extremely quick. There is a little bit of groundedness there. I really enjoyed my time with the different enemy types. There's the 3 different kinds of weapons that you can have, more balanced or more aggressive or more defensive. I chose the balanced one just because I felt that would be probably the best play style for myself. But honestly, again, when I did that, I did rather well fighting at least just the basic enemies. Didn't make any stupid mistakes, I'd say, for the most part. I think this game being on Game Pass is going to make a huge difference to it. Again, especially because of the release date. I mean, look, Lies of P, I don't think anybody's going to compare it to Starfield or Mortal Kombat or, you know, anything like that. But the fact is, it comes out in just a very busy time, and it's an original. Now, it feels like other games we've maybe played before, but it is an original game. I do feel it can go under the radar. And I think, you know, if you're ranking like how sales are going to go and which game's going to be most successful, I don't think you would say it would do better than Starfield or Mortal Kombat or, you know, that kind of group. I think this is a game that you get whenever you want and you try it, and there's really no, you know, barrier of entry, right? Because it's free, I guess, with Game Pass, or you pay the month for Lies of P or whatever you want to do. I think it's going to work out rather well. So I think, honestly, the demo did what it needed to do. It didn't blow me out of the water, I would say that, but from what we've seen, it did exactly what I thought. The aesthetic, I thought visually it looked awesome. It felt kind of how you would imagine it would feel if you just watch it and you say, hey, I feel like I've maybe seen that kind of game before. You probably have, and you've probably played a game very, very similar in feel to it in the past. So I think it did what it needed to do. I think it just reinforced the idea that if you were going to get this game and then you play the demo, I don't think you changed your mind. I would say, I don't know how much this would do the opposite, right? So if you're not going to get the game, you play the demo and say, well, I'll try the demo. Well, the demo is really, I think, what you think it's going to be, so maybe that doesn't convince you. But it's also the other way around. I think if you're going to get the game, you play the demo, I have a very hard time believing it's going to convince you to not, the demo's terrible, I'm not going to get the game. I highly doubt that would happen. So let me know what you guys thought of the demo. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.